نهتدي لولا أن هدانا الله. Praise to Allah who has guided us to this, and we would never have been guided if Allah had not guided us. اللهم إني نسألك علما نافعا ورزقا طيبا وعملا متقبلا. O Allah, we ask you for beneficial knowledge, goodly provision and acceptable deeds. First of all, we would humbly like to welcome all of you to our 6th episode of INHART Monthly Book Talk Series 2023, Alhamdulillah. In this occasion, we would continue a presentation and sharing by our speaker of his book on 7 principles of Islamic-based development. This week would be on topic 6, the 4th principle, framework of Islamic-based development. We are very honored to have you here with us today, Prof. May the Almighty Allah protect you and your family and always increase your knowledge for you to be able to contribute much more that we needed. Now, without further ado, I would like to welcome our honorable speaker, Prof. Dr. Muhammad Shukri Saleh, and the platform is yours, Prof.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Dr. Nur Islida, Dr. Nur Husna, Sister Aisha, Brother Haruna, Dr. Nora. Alhamdulillah, we are able to meet again. Then today, as Dr. Noor was saying, inshallah, we'll be discussing about the 4th principles of Islamic-based development. All right, okay, the 4th principles of the Islamic-based development is something to do with the framework of the Islamic-based development. And that framework is the obligatory knowledge, which is in Malay or in Arabic is called something to do with Fardu Ain. Yeah, Fardu Ain. As we know that there are 2 forms of knowledge in Islam. The first one is the knowledge of Fardu Ain, which is obligatory. It is individual responsibility to learn and to have the knowledge of the Fardu Ain. And the second one is the knowledge of Fardu Kifaya. This is the social responsibility. And in one community, a Muslim community, if there is one who are able to fulfill one aspect of what we need, say for instance in economy, in the jurisprudence, in politics, in social well-being, in health, if there is someone who is specializing in that particular aspect, and then the others are free of any sinful deeds, because as long as one or a group of people are fulfilling what we need in our life, in the aspects of the everyday life, well, then inshallah we are free of the sin, inshallah. It is called, it is some sort of a social responsibility, as opposed to the first knowledge is Fardu Ain, which is the individual obligation. Every one of us need to learn, need to know about the knowledge of the Fardu Ain. So to knowledge, what we are going to discuss today is the first knowledge, which is Fardu Ain. And we consider Fardu Ain as the framework of the Islamic-based development. As we know, there are 3 types of the knowledge of Fardu Ain. The first one is the Tawheed, which is something to the belief, to the faith. The second one is the fiqh or jurisprudence, Sharia, and it is divided into 4. Number 1 is the ibadah, the worship. Number 2 is muamalah. Number 3 is munakaha, and number 4 is jinayah. And the third types of the knowledge of Fardu Ain is the tasawwuf, which is something to do with morality, with akhlaq, and so forth. So we are saying that these are the knowledge which should become the frameworks of the Islamic-based development. The tawheed, the fiqh, the tasawwuf, the 3 knowledge. And why is it so? There are reasons for that. Probably one is asking, why must we take Fardu Ain as the frameworks of the Islamic-based development? In everything that we did in the Islamic-based development, that includes halal also. Definitely we have to have the foundation, and that foundation should be the faith or the tawheed. And then the operations of the Islamic-based development, so is in the halal industries, it should be in line with Islamic jurisprudence. That's why we need fiqh and sharia. And the outputs of the Islamic-based development should be akhlaq, and this is something to do with the self and the morality. If you can see this, we can. If we see this, we can observe that actually with the fardu ain as the frameworks of the Islamic-based development. So we have the operation, we have the foundation, which is tawhid. We have the operational mechanisms, which must be based on the Islamic jurisprudence, and we should have the output. You see here, the output is not the productivity of the services or goods, but the output is the akhlaq here. Yeah, so meaning to say that actually when we implement Islamic-based development, that includes also when we implement the halal lifestyle. So it doesn't mean anything. It is meaningless if, for instance, we are able to maximize our productivity, but we end up with people with no akhlaq or no morality. So that's why the output, the main output, is the akhlaq and the morality. If we were to go further into that, if we take a tree as an analogy, so we can see that tawhid is actually the roots of the Islamic-based development. Fiqh is the trunks of the Islamic-based development, and the south is the fruits of the Islamic-based development. So you can see if a tree without roots, definitely that tree is very weak. So is Islamic-based development. If it is without tawhid, it is lost. Yeah, it is lost, menyesatkan, and there is no guidelines to implement the knowledge. The Islamic-based development. But having a roots without a trunk, moreover without fruits, so that tree is actually a dead tree, yeah, because that tree is also is having only the roots but not the trunks and not the fruits. So we can say that it is actually a dead tree. So is Islamic-based development, if it is without fiqh, it is misleading. It is misleading. So it's the tasawwuf. If you have the tawhid, you have the fiqh, but you don't have the tasawwuf, yeah? Meaning that you have the roots, you have the trunks, but you don't have the fruits. So a tree without fruits is actually useless. And so is Islamic-based development without tasawwuf is actually meaningless. So therefore, I argue that in the book, yeah, in the chapter of the book on this fourth principle, Islamic-based development must include this tree knowledge, and this tree knowledge becomes the frameworks of the Islamic-based development. Yeah, and so is, I think, in the halal industries, in the halal lifestyle, if we only concentrate on fiqh, because halal is actually, halal haram is actually more focused on the fiqh, yeah, on the jurisprudence of Islam. But then if we are concentrating on that fiqh, merely on that fiqh per se, it is not enough, it is inadequate. If we don't have the tawhid, we don't have the tasawwuf. So in the wording for the halal lifestyle, so we have to have the tawhid as the roots, inshallah, and then the fiqh, yeah, the halal haram, and the sharia is the trunks, and all the halal industries players should be come up with people with akhlaq, people with morality, inshallah. So that is why we are saying that fardu ain, the knowledge of fardu ain, is the frameworks of the Islamic-based development, and so is the frameworks of the halal industries, inshallah. So these three things has to be in there. So as a conclusion, in that chapter, I was saying that Islamic-based development is actually a fardu kifayah. Yeah, people may ask, say, for instance, look, Islamic-based development, probably also the halal industry are actually fardu kifayah. So how come the frameworks of the fardu kifayah is the fardu ain? So it's like all other necessities of life. Say, for instance, the economy, health, education, politics, and so forth. They are all fardu kifayah. But how come fardu kifayah is very encompassed when it is encompassed within the frameworks of the fardu ain? So I argue that actually the Islamic-based development could not be considered as fardu kifayah without the fardu ain as the basis. So are the other necessities of life. That includes also the halal lifestyle as well. Because fardu kifayah per se, without the basis on the fardu ain, meaning that without the tawhid, without the fiqh, without the tasawwuf, and that fardu kifayah is meaningless, and we could not consider that particular fardu kifayah as really a fardu kifayah. So it has to be entrenched into the frameworks of the fardu ain so that it is complete. So it's as if, for instance, if the fardu kifayah is like Mr. Ulama, for instance, is concentrating on the tawhid only, that's also is not enough, it's sufficient. And the fardu kifayah needs to have the holistic three aspects of the fardu ain, which is the tawhid, the fiqh, and also the tasawwuf. That's why we strongly regard fardu ain as the framework of the Islamic-based development, and that can be the framework for the other aspects of the necessities of life, in economy, in health, in education, in politics, and so forth. Yeah, I think that's all for now. For today, it's very brief, but alhamdulillah, hopefully that we need more times to discuss. Thank you very much, Dr. Noor. Wallahu alam. Assalamu alaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.